Let me show you what Joe Biden had to say yesterday during the debate on what he would do as president during a coronavirus type situation. Here we go.
Thank you, Senator. Vice President Biden, some medical experts are saying the only true way to control this virus is through a national quarantine, requiring every American other than essential personnel to stay home. Would you take that unprecedented step of a national lockdown?
What I would do is what we did in our administration. I would call a meeting in the Situation Room of all the experts in America dealing with this crisis. I would sit them down and I would do exactly what we did then. What is it that we need? Listen to the experts. What do we need? And with all due respect to Medicare for All, you have a single payer system in Italy. It doesn't work there. It has nothing to do with Medicare for All. That would not solve the problem at all. We can take care of that right now by making sure that no one has to pay for treatment, period, because of the crisis. No one has to pay for whatever drugs are needed, period, because of the crisis. No one has to pay for hospitalization because of the crisis, period. That is a national emergency, and that's how it's handled.
So Joe Biden, and we're going to get to his misinformation on Medicare for All in Italy, because that's a whole other thing. He has no idea what he's talking about. Italy having a Medicare for All system or a single payer system is not at all why the coronavirus has spread so rampantly in Italy. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. So Joe Biden, who the entire Democratic Party establishment, Obama, Neera Tanden, Terry McAuliffe, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all the governors, all the senators, all the mayors, all the congresspeople, all of them are endorsing him and lining up like ducks in a row, saying he is the proven leader. He's got the track record. He's who could defeat Donald Trump. He's who has the experience. Joe Biden literally just told you that how he would respond, if president, to the coronavirus pandemic is he would get all the experts in the Situation Room and just take their advice and go from there. Joe Biden, yesterday, and again, it is journalistic malpractice that no one in the media, other than maybe independent outlets, no one is calling out this dangerous misinformation. This is what Joe Biden tweeted out. The right to vote is the most sacred American right there is. State election officials are working closely with public health officials to hold safe elections. If you are feeling healthy, not showing symptoms, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19, please vote on Tuesday. Let me read that again to you. The person who says, I would listen to the experts. The right to vote is the most sacred American right there is. State election officials are working closely with public health officials to hold safe elections. If you are feeling healthy, not showing symptoms, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19, please vote on Tuesday. This is what Joe Biden tweeted out yesterday. To be fair to Joe Biden, I want to read the second part of that tweet. He said, if you're exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19 or might be at risk, absentee or vote by mail options are the best way to make your voice heard while protecting your neighbors. Okay, so let's address the first tweet. And this is the same Joe Biden who just stood on stage in his arrogant, buffoonish way saying, this isn't about Medicare for All. If I was president, I'd get all the experts together and I'd step aside and listen to them. When Joe Biden penned this tweet, the experts, including the CDC, the Health and Human Services, all of them, clearly said, you do not have to feel symptoms to have COVID-19. The majority, many, I don't want to say the majority, many people feel fine and don't realize they have coronavirus. It is a highly contagious illness, but not everybody feels it the same. Some people don't feel symptoms for days. Some people, when they do feel symptoms, they're very mild and people might not even think it's corona. They might just think, oh, I got a cough or maybe I have a cold. But you, as the Center for Disease Control has said, since this has become a major news story, as health experts, as Dr. Anthony Fauci, Trump's only competent person it seems, has said, you do not have to be showing symptoms to transmit the virus. Joe Biden literally tweeted out disinformation saying, if you're feeling fine, not showing any symptoms, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19, please vote on Tuesday. There are several parts of this tweet that are dangerous misinformation. Let's go one by one. Number one, if you are feeling healthy or not showing symptoms, you're fine, go vote. I just told you that's bullshit. You don't have to have symptoms to have the virus. And Joe Biden could be telling people, hey, people that are listening to Joe Biden are like, oh, well, Joe says it's fine if I'm feeling fine, so I'm going to go. And that person doesn't realize that they actively have the virus, and they might be standing on line to a person who's older or a person who's more susceptible to the virus and transmitting it. Young people in particular, they keep saying young people are the least at risk of this. Yes, that's true. We are less at risk than older people, but there are a lot of young people getting it in Italy and other places and transmitting it. It's not like young people are totally, immune to this highly contagious virus. Then he tweeted out, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Please vote on Tuesday. What the fuck is this guy talking about? We're all at risk of of contracting coronavirus, whether you're 95 or whether you're 25. The 95-year-old is a lot more at risk than the 25-year-old, but this virus could affect. You could get it if you're younger. So when Joe Biden is saying, and not being at risk, and not at risk of being exposed, what is he talking about? Again, this is the Democratic frontrunner for president right now. This is the person who's standing there on stage and saying, follow me to the promised land here. I am the one with the experience. I'm the one who sat in the Situation Room with Obama. I've made tough decisions as his vice president. Obama delegated X, Y, and Z to me, and I got it done. I have the experience. People don't want a revolution. People want results. Meanwhile, you are passing off dangerous misinformation that might lead to people that are, I'm not saying they're naive, but trust you, to then go stand in a line with well over 50 people, because most polling places have over 50 people. So why is it that Joe Biden put out rampant disinformation that the CDC, their guidance contradicted, and nobody's saying a word about it? It's not just Joe Biden, by the way. It's his senior advisor, Simone Sanders, who was Bernie Sanders' press secretary. Let's take a look what Simone Sanders had to say on CNN last night.
Our democracy is extremely important. And even in times of strife in this country, we have to do our duty. So the CDC and folks have said it's safe out there for Tuesday. So I don't know what Senator Sanders was talking about, but I'll tell you, Governor DeWine said it was safe in Ohio. So I encourage people to get out there and vote on Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Wow. First of all, where do you even start? What's unbelievable to me, for those of you that follow, the campaign and all this, Bernie Sanders' press secretary, her name is Brianna Joy, I believe. Bernie Sanders' press secretary, when she's gone on national television, on occasion has slipped up, made a few comments that were an error, whatever. It happens. You're on national TV a lot. You're working 24/7 as on these campaigns, and sometimes she has made comments that were incorrect, and she corrected herself. When that has happened, oh my God, the media has pounced on her, including CNN. They have gone wall to wall. Bernie Sanders, press secretary, is putting out misinformation, blah, 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 blah. Joe Biden, after Joe Biden himself put out reckless misinformation, reckless and dangerous misinformation, his senior advisor just went on national television saying that the CDC said it was safe to go and vote. That's a lie. They did not say it was safe to go stand in a line and vote. She's just either uninformed, confused, or just a gross political operative who doesn't even care if they're putting people at risk and they just want to win. So they're saying, yeah, you're safe. The CDC says you're safe. Even Trump didn't say that. So that's a lie. Then she says, well, the governor of Ohio says it's safe. No, he didn't. I just showed you the governor of Ohio saying we can't, basically, I'm paraphrasing, we can't in good conscience say it's safe to go out and stand in a line and vote. So the governor of Ohio, good on him, is recommending that the in-person primaries be postponed. But can you imagine if Bernie Sanders' press secretary had made these comments on national television? Somebody just mentioned if Nina Turner had made these comments on national television and wrongly said, yeah, the CDC says it's fine to go stand in a line and vote with an extremely contagious virus going around. Yeah, the governor of Ohio says it's fine, it's safe. No, he didn't. It's just unbelievable. It's completely brazen. And if we had a media with any ounce of integrity, by the way, Chris Cuomo, who, pretends, oh, let's get after them, I hold the powerful accountable. He just had Simone Sanders on his show giving reckless disinformation that literally, this is not dramatizing it, literally could make people sick. That kind of misinformation. I'm not saying she intends to make people sick, but that casual misinformation that Biden put out there, that Simone Sanders put out there, could make people sick. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.